So here's what doesn't make sense. We're doing this show around these companies that put purpose over profit, that have these like wild fans, passionate fervor around their brands, and some of them make sense. Like a coffee brand, that totally makes sense that they would have passionate fans. Or a hair care product, that people would love the CEO and follow her like an influencer, that all adds up. But a bank?
The path to building a high-growth, winner-take-all company is well-worn and celebrated by many. But some entrepreneurs have a different goal in mind. What drives them forward is a fierce devotion to customer, craft, and community. A purpose behind the profit. A mission behind the metrics. For these businesses, something amazing happens. They thrive in the face of competition, connect with customers through shared values, and ultimately become wildly successful. I'm Jay Acunzo, and we're going to tell their incredible stories. This is Against the Grain. We're in Portsmouth, New Hampshire for our third straight snowy episode. It's fine. I'm fine. This is helping.
Portsmouth, I mean, looking out this window here, you see what looks like something stuck out of time on literally the port and everything you see along that shoreline. And Piscataqua feels like a bank that's stuck out of time.
A little bit.
And yet they're thriving at the same time. Like,
Right.
is that feels like it's just part of this place.
Right. Well, yeah. So it's an old city, right? It has history and culture for sure, and so does Piscataqua. Why they thrive, I think, is the same reason why Portsmouth thrives. It's because of the connectedness of it. There is truly a sense of community here, and when people come to visit, they call that out. It's comfortable, immediately comfortable. I could see myself living here.
Can you help me make sense of that word? Like, what do you mean when you say connectedness?
I guess what I mean by that is that there's this sense of belonging and place. And I know this place, I'm comfortable in this place. The people here are familiar to me and welcoming and warm. So there's this immediate sense of belonging and connectedness.
Jennifer Gray is a Portsmouth resident and entrepreneur, and a customer at the business we're here to learn about, a local bank called Piscataqua Savings Bank. Despite most of their peers getting bought out or closing shop since 2008, this single-location retail bank is thriving by remaining local and embracing a sense of place. They've been here over a century, and they plan to be here for centuries more, regardless of the changes around them.
Piscataqua Savings Bank has been, and still is, I would say, a pillar of our community in many ways. Yeah. So not only does it sit literally right in the heart of downtown Portsmouth, and it has for almost 150 years, but they really do truly embrace their role as being a community bank in the most basic essence of being a community bank.
Somewhere along the way, business became about fast growth and winner-take-all capitalism. Outpace everyone, outgrow everything. But Piscataqua believes in something simpler than the typical business story. Simpler, but arguably more profound. Support the community, and they'll support you. Good for people, good for business. So says author and speaker Andrew Davis.
I have yet to see a community that cares more about community than profit be unprofitable. So I partnered with Northeastern University to study the difference between the towns that were successful and the towns that weren't. The ones that were growing a community actually generated about $3 billion more every year in annual revenue collectively than the towns without this sense of community, without this sense of community pride that built a sense of really belonging and a place that they were proud of. And that's the key. At the end of the day, they're not mutually exclusive, and it doesn't matter the size of business you're trying to build. If you focus on building a really wonderful, growing, loving community, you'll have a successful business. And that's obviously what the bank understands.
Andrew is the author of the book Town Inc. and one of the world's most sought-after marketing thinkers and keynote speakers.
So the towns that are unbelievably successful have a really good set of what I call visionaries that spend a ton of time helping reinstate a sense of pride, even in small towns that maybe are seeing population decline or are having trouble attracting new talent, or have struggling mom and pop businesses that are trying to be more successful. I found it consistently that the people who are really successful spend the time in their town first marketing the town to the town.
Even in their rebuild, a lot of banks are going away from having a lobby area where you walk up to a teller and find a real person there. They chose to keep that part of their business in place because it is important to their business to stay connected to their customers, not just electronically, but face to face. And I'll tell you, they do know who their customers are, and they know them well. They know them by name and what their children's names are and what they do for work and what community they live in. And so they really do know their customers.
Jack Blaylock, he's the mayor of Portsmouth. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You'll be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed now. Everybody's staring. It's okay.
Rick Wallace is the president of Piscataqua Savings Bank. He's been with the bank for almost 40 years now.
150 years is a long time.
142
years.
Yeah.
Do you feel a sense of, obviously, pride, but do you feel any sort of baggage they have to carry with you? I mean, that's a burden to bear.
It's a responsibility. It's something I want to preserve. Trying to find that balance of, being in today's day and age and being relevant in today's community, but also holding on to that past. So there's a lot of dialogue, and actually we've helped out an organization that's local that has tried to bring that conversation up to a new level. So we've actually supported them financially to be able to put speakers come in, talk about a walkable city, or talk about what is it we want to be when we grow up as a city.
The history and future of Piscataqua hinges on their one location and their retail focus. They don't serve corporations, and you can't bank with them unless you live within 25 miles of their office. This is the kind of bank that has all but disappeared in the United States. But here one stands, serving customers generations at a time.
This was so important.
You don't see this in every bank.
No, you do not. You do not. This has been around since the 80s.
Everybody is handing kids an iPad, or handing them something that they could stare at and interact with with touchscreens. This is definitely analog. Why is that something that you feel is important for this community?
So much financial education there's a lack of it in this area, especially for the younger kids. So, it's trying to teach them, it can be fun to save, but, for financial stability, it's an important thing to teach.
Right.
You look at going into any other bank and you don't see this.
If you don't believe in putting people ahead of profit, the way Piscataqua Savings Bank operates may seem a little crazy, and it certainly does to their competitors.
There's times when all those people are making a lot of money. They look over here and be like, you're leaving money on the table, and we're not. Our mission is to be here tomorrow, not to be able to jump in and make that quick buck.
Right. Hey, DJ. Very nice to meet you. Yeah, thanks.
I'm a third-generation bank customer. My grandparents bank there, my mom banks there. My mom and all of her friends get together every Saturday morning for coffee, and they go to the bank. And I was like, Mom, do you really have stuff to do every Saturday at the bank? And she said, no, I just like to say hi. We'll take my girls there. We save our change.
This is a bank. We're not talking about a coffee shop
correct.
that we go to.
Yeah.
Place to play games. The bank.
Yeah, correct. So at least once a quarter, we'll save up our change and the dollars, and go meet my mom and her friends for coffee, and then we'll go into the bank. And it's just like, hey, DJ, Mackenzie, how? And it doesn't matter who's working or not working. It's just that they all care.
There's something sad about a lot of businesses losing that touch. I feel like you don't know the person with whom you do business's name.
Correct.
And they don't know yours.
Correct.
Something gets lost, I feel like.
I always joke it's like stepping back into what I imagine the 50s or 60s were like, right? You walk in there and everybody knows your name. Everybody's asking about your children. Everybody's asking about, in my case, my mother. Everyone's just, and it's the same people, and it's just warm greeting. It's a unique experience.
That's their mission, to support the local community. Like I said, whether it's a business or me, you walk in, things have gone more computerized. I walk in, the tellers are like, Mo's here for a deposit. They cheer me on. I don't see that anymore.
Maureen Sullivan is a former CEO who brought multiple companies public. She's a longtime customer and partner of Piscataqua Savings Bank.
I think we've lost our sense of self. I think we've lost our sense of looking at the neighbor. I think we've lost our sense of watching out for other people's kiddos. That's what they hold true to. And I think the pendulum has swung way too far the other way.
With her for-profit days behind her, Maureen now runs the Child Advocacy Center, which supports local children who experience trauma and abuse. She works alongside the families, law enforcement, and with children directly.
They supported us for the past 18 years. So when they wrote our rent check 18 years ago, it paid the rent. And it let us do what we're supposed to do, which was concentrate on our mission. They're still doing that today.
Maureen's organization has been the beneficiary of Piscataqua's focus on helping the local community. Not just banking them, but donating time and money to support them.
So I'm one of the organizations. The ones that I'm aware of: veterans, food pantry, housing, Boy Scouts. They're still doing that. And like I said, I bank there personally, I bank there business-wise, and we have an investment account with them. So you just don't see that. Saving the seals can be romantic. Child abuse is not. The fact that they support us, it's a tough subject that not everybody wants to hear. They hear it.
When it comes to all the visionaries I met all over the country, there are a few traits that kind of make them who they are, but also make their message so successful. One, they're unbelievably humble. They're behind the scenes, and they really do believe in a long-term legacy without credit.
Sometimes Rick is my therapist, I will tell you that. And he was just honored by the Boy Scouts, and he's got such humility. He hated it.
They want to leave the business and the world they live in a better place without them.
He's got this great heart, but he always wants to be in the background.
Two, they're really good storytellers.
What do you think knowing your history does to trying to build a modern organization?
It's a connection across two worlds. I mean, the past and the present and the future, and hopefully we can blend that together. But I think the past is very important for us because it's the roots, it's what we are, it's understanding that's what builds the culture. It's a very solid foundation which we're built on, and the history created that.
Yeah.
So
they're really great at helping inspiring others by embracing the history and the past, but painting a vision of the future in a way that people understand. And three, they don't wait for anyone. They're not trying to build a consensus in the community about what it has to be. They're constantly doing the same work over and over to build a better community.
Well, for us, we feel like we've been a B Corp since 1877, but what it is balancing profit and purpose.
Piscataqua Savings Bank is known as a B Corp, which is a type of organization that volunteers itself to be legally responsible for upholding certain operating standards and principles. B Corps must consider the impact of their decisions on 5 categories: workers, customers, suppliers, community, and the environment. There are just over 3,200 B Corps in the world today, including companies like Patagonia, Ben & Jerry's, the dairy company Cabot, the software platform Hootsuite, and the shoe brand Allbirds.
I'll give you an example. Since we became a B Corporation, as of November 1, we are 100% renewable energy electricity here at the bank. That's something that was really something that I wouldn't have probably done until I was a B Corp, maybe kind of think outside the box. Like every action or every decision you make, now you think, all right, how can we enhance this to be a better corporate citizen?
What I've noticed is, throughout the course of making this documentary series, time and time again, somebody such as yourself, who is a leader of an organization, will say, we do what's right for the customer, we do what's right for the world, we do what's right for the brand and the staff, etc., and it's good for business. And I can't for the life of me understand why everybody doesn't think that way.
Well, I know for us, and I know I've mentioned this before, is that we don't have to answer to stockholders. The short-term thinking is, I've got to have a return on the books this year from my shareholders. I don't have that issue. It's very easy for me to say, all right, I want to look long-term. I want this organization to be here for another 142 years plus. So it's all long-term thinking for the most part here. But if you don't have that relationship with the customer, they're just going to go. I mean, they don't care what's going to happen to you. But at the same sense, it's like, look, these people took care of me. There's a relationship here. Try to say no to someone that you've gotten to know over the years and say, I don't want to do business with you anymore. That's not the case. That's not the reason we do it, but we like what we're doing. But at the same time, We want those relationships to be long-term relationships.
It's not enough to have a good product.
Exactly. You're never going to win on that. You see how many companies come and go on great product, but they don't have the connection with the people that they're trying to sell it to.
Surprisingly enough, the people like Rick, visionaries like Rick, all they have to do is raise their hand and say, I see an opportunity here to grow something special. And with someone like him, a visionary kind of leading the charge, it's really easy to get and build momentum for something like that. As long as there's a cornerstone, as long as there's an origin story and a visionary like Rick pushing it forward, you can see great success very rapidly.
I think a lot of people are just, from a marketing perspective, are just so focused on short term, like what's going to generate something for me today, tomorrow, next week. And the reality is that laying a foundation like this, it's time consuming, right? And it's not something that you can, the companies that try it and don't, and they do one or two and that didn't work, it's because you got to be committed to it.
When you see stories like this, it's really tempting to try and look for that one pithy insight. It's all nicely wrapped in a nice, neat bow. And it's tempting for us as storytellers to try and wrap it like that for you. But if there's one thing Piscataqua taught us, there isn't one single tactic. There's no magic bullet that if you just try it, everything gets better. It's actually far simpler and far more transformative. It's about actually caring about other people. And that is not a tactic. It's a way of operating.
You're nothing without the customers or your staff. I mean, I talk about this with my staff all the time, that we want to take really good care of them, and we talk about the philosophy of customer first, because without them, we don't have a business. I mean, period. I don't care. You can talk about profits, you can talk about all the things you have, but if you don't have the customer, you're not going to have any of those things.